about like the upcomers to an extent, and especially people in the industry. There's like actually, for me, there's a pretty good network of like young people working with upcoming artists or rising artists who really cherish them and care for what they're doing. So in my opinion, I don't think that the Nigerian music industry is just focused around few people, but maybe some could argue that structurally or the resources maybe go to a few people. But I think in terms of like the investment I've seen people put in, I think people care about artists across the board, regardless of whether it's a Wizkid or like a more upcoming artist. Yeah.
So before we get started and listening to the album, if you don't know a bit about the man Oxlade, let me just give you a brief background about who he is and what he's done so far up until now. Now, if you didn't know, he was raised in Lagos, Nigeria, where we are right now, and he was actually a choir boy. Anybody here sing in the choir? You sang in the choir? I sang in the choir too, but unfortunately, you were not Oxlade today. So he first started his music career in choir, like I said, and then back in 2017, he kind of had his first song on iCloud that really started to show ways on who Oxlade was. Now, he gained attention the very next year with this single called Sugar. That song did amazing, and he started to put his name on the map. If you didn't know who he was then, you do know who he is now. Now, his international success didn't really come until 2020. That was with the hit single, Away. We know the song, we love the song today, and since then he's given us so many more amazing tracks. Now, with that song, it got so big that he even got a shout out from Champagne Papi, aka Drake. That song was also featured on the Rolling Stones Top 50 of 2020. So yes, he was really putting himself on the map by then. Now, the song that really shot him to international success is going to be featured on this album tonight. Do we know what song that is? Sorry, say that again? Someone to say closer. You're right. Definitely Closer. We all remember that Color Studio video where he was shirtless, showing us his tattoos, doing that dance where he was slapping the air. I don't know. But that song got over 100 million views on YouTube and became the third highest Colors video of all time. Wow. So yeah, he's been doing things for quite some time.
Every song is my favorite song of Oxlade. Every song. I do fear Juju, I do fear falling. I do fear Juju, I do fear. Because we have a new generation coming, heavy, trust me. Yeah, shout out to the big tree. They paved the way for the new generation coming. So yeah, big shout out to them still, but it doesn't revolve around them. It doesn't.
Very hard for the female artists in Nigeria because most of us are trying to make it in a male-dominating company, which is the music industry. So a lot of us have to constantly fight and prove ourselves before we are noticed. Well, and it is what it is. We'll work. Good luck, Oxlade. I'm a fan, and call me. We gotta work.
Sound. So I guess the very first question I have to ask you is the title, Oxlade from Africa. Why was it important to have from Africa, the title?
Because charity begins at home. I just felt like, you know, the music started to grow, the brand Oxlade started to, you know, get broader, and people was trying to know who Oxlade really was, and what else can I use to identify myself if not like who I really am, which is an African. If I said Oxlade from Nigeria, it will sound like selfish, so to say. As much as I'm a Nigerian, I'm also an African, so like I'm trying to represent my continent like the rest of the legends that have been representing.
Yeah, so really having your heritage shine through this album is something that was at the front of your mind when you were making it.
Yeah.
Interesting. So let's talk a bit about the creative process. This is a 16-track album. I can only imagine that
It's very relatable. I selected a couple of songs. I was so happy to go submit it to like one of my executive producers, Sparks, shouts to Sparks. And I was just playing songs out of excitement, it was Colette. And it was like, what's the name of the album again? And I said, Oxlade from Africa. And he replied to me, this is not Oxlade from Africa.
What made it nuts?
Because they were mostly pop songs.
Okay.
Yeah, and he said if I want to use a name like that, it has to contain, a lot of like African spices, African melodies. I went as far as back to listen to music's like songs like classical African songs like the ones my grandmas used to listen to just to be able to create this type of album. And I'm just happy to, even down to the selection of artists, I'm happy to be able to achieve this type of collaboration.
That's fantastic. So you said you had originally had songs that were sounding more popish, right? So, so Afrobeat, quote unquote, is not the only genre you say you dabble in, right? Okay. So would you ever come out with a fully pop album?
My sophomore is actually an R&B album, so
okay.
Yeah, it's an evolution. Our album is a new face, it's a new side to Oxlade.
So like you said, with all the projects you've done so far, we saw the Oxlade, before the quote-unquote fame, you still hustling and everything, and even now that you're still recognized worldwide with your music, would you say creating music gets any easier as time goes on?
For me, the creation of my music depends on my state of mind.
And what was your state of mind when you were creating this?
It was the combination of everything. Also from Africa, like comprises of my pain, sweat, tears, trouble, happiness. Even me prophesying great things into my life, like songs like Blessed, prophetic songs like Ola Ola song, which is about my life. So it's like a journal. Also from Africa is like a musical journal for me.
Even the BBC said Oxlade is one of the biggest Afrobeat singers out right now. So when you hear praise like this from not only publications in Nigeria but abroad as well, how does it feel hearing praise from people that?
I don't really think I believe in the word pinnacle of greatness or like the height of the peak of greatness. I feel like I'm a work in progress, and I feel like all these appraisals or all this good comments about the brand Oxlade is just a sign that I'm doing something right. It's also like a source of like motivation and inspiration to go harder. Yeah, if they say he's one of, why can't he be the only one?
Yeah, that's true. So you festival, I'm so jealous. Can't believe you're on stage with him. You don't have to be sorry, just take me next time, it's fine. You've performed alongside Wizkid, you performed at jazz festivals and everything. Now, the genre of jazz, are you a fan?
I wouldn't say I'm a fan, but like I'm fascinated by the genre.
Because I hear a lot of like saxophone sounds, and to me personally, I don't know to anybody else, it feels like you get some of your inspiration from that genre.
So like Michael Jackson had his own like Quincy Jones, right? So my own is he's a man called Sparks. I'll always give him that credit. Like Sparks is the person you take an almost ready, like almost prepared, like done food to, and he just elevates it. So it's like it's a yin yang situation, and then there's Ojabi, and then there's a bunch of amazing guys that are always around me that I always pray for like every day, because like with those kind of people you can't go wrong. So like it's not a personal, I can't flex, it's not a flex thing, it's something I have to give credit to everybody for.
Yeah.
It's a team effort.
Okay, I agree. In the single Intoxicated with Dave, there's a line where you say love is overrated. Now, are you just saying it to say it, or is that how Oxlade actually feels?
That was a phase.
Say the truth.
That was a phase. I actually felt that way when I was making that record.
Did someone break your heart?
I said everything I sing about is not fictional. Like for real, it's not fictional. Like I would call it like a music journal.
Okay.
It's always stories from like my time.
And they might not know this, but we were talking before we jumped on the mic. Speaking about whole love and everything, is there gonna be love in Oxlade?
Like I don't think like that concept is something
That's not the answer you gave me before this. You were very detailed.
No. Like I said, at this phase of my life, I don't really see it. I'm just trying to get more credit card.
Yeah, yeah, that's true, that's true. So going all around the world, been in lots of different spaces, has there been any space you have been, let's say any room you found yourself in that has blown your mind to date?
Every single place I've ever been to has been
You're so appreciative.
yeah, in the sense that like, first off, they appreciate my music. And that's like that's the reason why I want to give them the time of their life. That's why I want to give them the best performance. So I'm grateful for every single opportunity I've ever had to showcase my talent.
That's true. And it's actually kind of funny that you say that you're not in this headspace right now to be in love, right? Because I feel like love is a big theme on this album.
Love is sweet now, come on.
So you like to dabble around love, just not fall into it yourself.
I'm not falling so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I mean, it's love. You need love, we need love.
Because in the track over me, you say give me your love. You talk about you've taken all of me.
So this album is like, I wrote this particular like a lot of songs on this album in the time span of 3 years.
And there was somebody special back then.
Obviously.
Boy,
yeah.
I'm having a great time. I'm having a magnificent time actually. The vibe is going crazy still. A 10 over 10. I have way too many, man. It's just a lot. The diversity is too much. The music, the sound. Omoto sora. Pero nika, it is not my fault. So many niggas on this show you asked for it. I mean, yo, big love. Big energy, more steez, globally, and greatness all the way still, cuz.
Even in terms of your thinking process, knowing which songs to bring out when, how does that happen?
I mean, like, I always do my tune I have an amazing team, and I don't just make decisions on my own. Just the squad. I don't just make decisions on my own. Yeah, sometimes I would love to drop some songs, but like, my A&Rs give me reasons why this song wouldn't work for this period. So like, I mean, it's a collective effort. It's not just me waking up one day and saying, oh yeah, let's drop this song.
That's true. Whilst the songs were playing, you kind of whispered something to yourself. It was like, my transition was mad. And it was a mad transition. You heard it right? You heard me say it right? So even as the songs are flowing from one to another, like, are these things that are at the front of your mind, like how it's going to transition to the next?
I'm trying to make a body of work, so like definitely, yeah, like that's one of the targets, the sequence, the transition, the switch. I mean, that's definitely what's about.
And in your opinion, did it well?
That's my best now. Try.
No, you try. So we do know that one of these songs already, Closer, has a remix featuring Davido. Are we gonna have any more remixes come from this project, you think?
Come on, loads.
Those people, you're ready for it, absolutely anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though I'm not really like a big fan of remixes.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Why not?
The only reason I want to do remixes is because the original version needed you.
Okay.
Not because of who you are or what you are.
So you're not the type of artist that will make like 4 different remixes of the same song? And have like 4 different
At the end of the day, it's not only me that has the final decisions like that. It could be a label suggestion. It could be because the artist reached out and it's impossible to turn down. Like the situations that like that, like I don't really stop. But me, I don't feel so happy.
But in the case of Closer, how did that really come up? Did Premier want to be on it?
It was both parties actually. I didn't want to be on it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I already sang on it, and I wouldn't want another new voice on it. So I wanted a voice that complemented mine, and she killed it.
She did.
I'm excited, man. Finally, the album is dropping after 3 years. Yay! Like, you have no idea. A lot of songs I wanted that no make you, but Deluxe is there. There's hope.
Funny enough, I worked with every artist I wanted though. Can't see the collaborations, they flex. An album is harder to launch now. It's a bunch of songs. So like, I mean, even down to the selection, you know, there's some songs that might never make an album, like that might be the artist's favorite. So like, definitely the album. Fans are selfish. They'll definitely go for an album. Like, I mean, what fan would want a single over an album? Honestly, yes. But like, would I want it to be more leveled up? Definitely. I feel like more female artists need to be heard, and I feel like that's why I got Tommy Owo on the album. You know, like I feel like a lot of female artists needs a lot of opportunity, and definitely I think with time, I mean, we have new artists like King Madi, Fave coming out, and it will give confidence to the other female artists. I see the street, so I mean, like I see the grind, I see the grind. I did try. I can't say I'm what that, but I aspire to be what that. I sponsored the basketball team of my community, and the football team also. I got them a couple stuffs. The mothers. I don't like blowing my horns. I just know that I'm doing my best for Australia.
We sure hope you enjoyed this video. For more entertaining video content such as behind the scenes of music videos and movies, music concerts, premieres, interviews, and exclusive gists, subscribe now to our YouTube channel GoldmyneTV and be unleashed into a world of super excitement.